Reb Berurach, Sword of the Spirit, narrated and interpreted by Wendy. Misheli, Proverbs. Chapter 1. The Proverbs of Shelomah, the son of Dawid, king of Yisrael, to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity, to give common sense to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion. A wise person will hear and increase learning, and a man of understanding will acquire wise counsel. To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their riddles. The reverence of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instruction. My son, hear the instruction of your father, and do not forsake the teaching of your mother, for they will be an ornament of grace to your head, and chains around your neck. My son, if sinners entice you, do not consent. If they say, "Come with us, let us lay wait for blood, let us lurk secretly for the innocent for no reason. Let us swallow them up alive like the grave, and completely, like those who fall into the pit. We will find all their precious possessions. We will fill our houses with plunder. Cast in your lot among us. Let us all have one purse. My son, do not walk in their way. Remove your foot from their path, for their feet run to evil, and make haste to shed blood. For the net is spread in vain in the sight of anyone who owns a bird. Also, they lay in wait for their own blood. They lurk secretly for their own lives. Such are the ways of everyone who is greedy for gain. It takes away the life of its owner. Outside, wisdom cries. She utters her voice in the streets. She cries in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city, she utters her words. How long will the simple ones love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and the fools hate knowledge? Turn yourselves to my correction. Behold, I will pour out my ruach to you. I will make my words known to you. Because I have called, yet you refused. I have stretched out my hand, but no one regarded. Instead, you have established my counsel as nothing, and did not want my correction. I, too, will laugh at your calamity. I will mock you when your fear comes. When your fear comes like desolation, and your destruction comes like a whirlwind, when your distress and anguish comes upon you. Then they will call upon me, but I will not answer. They will seek me early, but they will not find me. For they have hated knowledge, and did not choose to revere Yahweh. They did not want my counsel. They despised all my correction. Therefore, they will eat the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple will slay them, and the prosperity of fools will destroy them. However, whoever hearkens to me will dwell safely, and will be calm from the fear of evil. Chapter 2. My son, if you will receive my words, and hide my commandments within you, so that you incline your ear to wisdom, apply your heart to understand. For if you will cry after knowledge, lifting up your voice for understanding, if you will seek her like silver, and search for her like a hidden treasure, then you will understand the reverence of Yahweh, and find the knowledge of Elohim. For Yahweh gives wisdom, knowledge, and understanding out of his mouth. He lays up sound wisdom for the righteous. He is a buckler for those who walk upright. He keeps the paths of judgment, and preserves the way of his saints. Then you will understand righteousness, and judgment, and uprightness, every good path. When wisdom enters into your heart, and knowledge is pleasant to your soul, discretion will preserve you. understanding will keep you, to deliver you from the way of evil, from the man who speaks deviant things, who abandoned the paths of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness, who rejoices to do evil, delighting in the perversity of the wicked, whose ways are crooked and devious in their paths, to deliver you from the unauthorized woman, from the foreign woman who flatters with her words, who forsakes the guide of her youth, and forgets the covenant of her Elohim. For her house descends to death, and her paths to the dead. No one who go to her return again, nor do they take hold of the paths of life, so that you may walk in the way of goodness, and keep the paths of the righteous. For the upright will dwell in the land, and the perfect will remain in it. But the wicked will be cut off from the earth, and the transgressors will be rooted out of it. Chapter 3. My son, do not forget my teaching, but let your heart keep my commandments, for length of days and long life and peace, they will be added to you. Mercy and truth will not forsake you. Bind them around your neck. Write them upon the table of your heart. Then you will find favor and good understanding in the sight of Elohim and Adam. Trust in Yahweh with all your heart, and do not lean to your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Revere Yahweh, and depart from evil. It will be health to your navel, and marrow to your bones. Honor Yahweh with your substance, and with the first fruits of your incense, so that your barns will be filled with plenty, and your presses will burst out with new wine. My son, do not despise the chastisement of Yahweh, neither be weary of his correction. For whom Yahweh loves, he corrects, even like a father does to the son he delights in. Happy is the Adam who finds wisdom, and the Adam who gets understanding. For its merchandise is better than the merchandise of silver, and its gain is better than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things you desire cannot compare to her. Length of days is in her right hand, riches and honor are in her left hand. Her ways are pleasant ways, and her paths are peaceful. She is a tree of life to those who lay hold upon her, and happy is everyone who obtains her. By wisdom Yahweh founded the earth. By understanding he established the heavens. By his knowledge the depths are broken up, and the clouds drop dew. My son, do not let them depart from your eyes. Keep sound wisdom and discretion, so they will be life to your soul and grace to your neck. Then you will walk in your way safely, and your foot will not stumble. When you lie down, you will not be afraid. Also, you will lie down, and your sleep will be sweet. Do not be afraid of sudden terror, nor of the desolation of the wicked when it comes. For Yahweh will be your confidence, and will keep your foot from being taken. Do not withhold from those who you owe, when you have the power in your hand to do it. Do not say to your neighbor, "Go and come again, then tomorrow I will give," when you have it beside you. Do not devise against your neighbor, when his security is reliant on you. Do not strive with an Adam without a cause, if he has done you no harm. Do not envy the oppressor, and choose none of his ways, for the devious are an abomination unto Yahweh. However, his secret counsel is with the upright. The curse of Yahweh is in the house of the wicked, but he endows the habitation of the just. Surely he scorns the scorners, but he gives grace to the lowly. The wise will inherit glory, but shame will be the promotion of fools. Chapter 4. Hear, you children, the instruction of a father, and attend to know understanding. For I give you good doctrine. Do not forsake my teaching, for I was my father's son, tender and an only child in the sight of my mother. Also, he taught me, and he said to me, let your heart retain my words. Keep my commandments and live. Get wisdom, get understanding. Do not forget it. Neither decline from the words of my mouth. Do not reject her, and she will preserve you. Love her, and she will keep you. The beginning of wisdom is to acquire wisdom, and with all your acquiring, acquire understanding. Exalt her, and she will promote you. She will bring you to honor when you embrace her. She will give an ornament of grace to your head. She will deliver a crown of glory. Hear, O my son, and receive my sayings, and the years of your life will be many. I have taught you in the way of wisdom. I have led you in right paths. When you go, your steps will not be straight. However, when you run, you will not stumble. Quickly take hold of instruction. Do not let go. Keep her, for she is your life. Do not enter into the path of the wicked, and do not go in the way of evil. Avoid it. Do not pass by it. Turn from it, and pass away. For they do not sleep unless they do mischief, and their sleep is taken away, unless they cause stumbling. For they eat the bread of wickedness, and drink the wine of violence. But the path of the righteous is like a shining light. The path becomes brighter until the day of perfection. The way of the wicked is like darkness. They do not know why they stumble. My son, attend to my words, incline your ear to my sayings. Do not let them depart from your eyes. Keep them in the midst of your heart, for they are life to those who find them, and health to all their flesh. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it are all the issues of life. Put a crooked mouth away from you, and put deviant lips far from you. Let your eyes look right on, and let your eyelids look straight before you. Ponder the path of your feet, and let all your steps be established. Do not turn to the right hand nor to the left. Remove your foot from evil. Chapter 5. My son, attend to my wisdom. Bow your ear to my understanding, so that you may regard discretion, and that your lips may keep knowledge. For the lips of an unauthorized woman drip honey, and her mouth is smoother than oil, but her end is bitter like wormwood, sharp like a two-edged sword. Her feet descend to death. Unless she ponders the path of life, her steps take hold of hell. She does not realize that her ways are unstable. Now hear me, O you children, and do not depart from the words of my mouth. Move your way far from her, and do not go near the door of her house, or else you give your honor to others, and your years to cruelty. Or else the unauthorized fill a foreign house with your inner power and labor. Also, you will mourn during the end, when your flesh and your body are consumed, and say, oh, how I have hated instruction, and my heart despised correction, and I have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined my ear to those who instructed me. I was almost in all evil in the midst of the congregation and assembly. Drink waters out of your own cistern, and running waters out of your own well. Let your fountains be dispersed abroad, rivers of waters in the streets. Let them be only yours, and not the unauthorized among you. Let your fountain be endowed, and rejoice with the wife of your youth. She is a loving doe and a graceful mountain goat. Let her breasts satisfy you at all times, and be ravished away with her love. So why should you, my son, be ravished with an unauthorized woman, and embrace the bosom of a foreign woman? For the ways of man are before the eyes of Yahweh, and he ponders all his deeds. His own iniquities will take the wicked himself, and he will be bound with the cords of his sins. He will die without instruction, and because of his great foolishness, he goes astray. Chapter 6. My son, if you become surety for another, you have taken hands with the unauthorized. You are trapped by the words of your mouth. You are captured by the words of your mouth. Therefore, do this, my son, and deliver yourself, because you have entered the hand of your friend. Go, humble yourself, and plead with your friend. Do not give rest to your eyes, nor slumber to your eyelids. Deliver yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, and like a bird from the hand of the trapper. Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider her ways, and be wise. It has no guide, overseer, or ruler, yet provides her grain in the summer, gathers her food in the harvest. How long will you sleep, O sluggard? When will you rise out of your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, a little holding of your hands to sleep. Therefore your poverty will come like your walk, and your lack will be like a shielded man. A worthless Adam is a wicked man, walking with a crooked mouth. He winks with his eyes. He speaks with his feet. He teaches with his fingers. Perversity is in his heart. He devises mischief continually. He sows discord. Therefore his calamity will come suddenly. Suddenly he will be broken without remedy. Yahweh hates 6 things, and the 7th is an abomination to him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that run swiftly to mischief, a false witness who speaks lies, and he who sows discord among brethren. My son, keep your father's commandment, and do not forsake the Torah of your mother. Bind them continually upon your heart. Tie them around your neck. When you go, it will lead you. When you sleep, it will keep you. When you awaken, it will talk with you. For the commandment is a lamp, and the Torah is light, and the way of life is chastisement, corrections, to keep you from the evil woman, from the flattering tongue of a foreign woman. Do not lust after her beauty in your heart, nor let her capture you with her eyelids. For behind the unauthorized woman is a round bread, and the soul of a man's wife is precious. It is prey. Can a man take fire in his bosom, and his clothes not be burned? Can someone walk on hot coals, and his feet not be burned? Likewise, he who goes into his neighbor's wife, whoever touches her, will not be innocent. Is a thief not despised when he steals to satisfy his soul when hungry? When he is found, he will restore 7-fold. He will give all the substance of his house. Whoever commits adultery with a woman lacks understanding. He who does it destroys his own soul. He will get a wound and dishonor, and his reproach will not be wiped away. For jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore he will not spare during the day of vengeance. He will not regard any ransom, nor will he be appeased when given gifts. Chapter 7. My son, keep my words, lay up my commandments with you. Keep my commandments and live. And my teaching is like the apple of your eye. Bind them upon your fingers, write them upon the table of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call understanding a kinswoman, so that they may keep you from the unauthorized woman, from the flattering words of a foreigner. For at the window of my house I looked through my lattice, and behold, among the simple-minded I discerned young men lacking understanding among the youth. He passed through the street near her corner, and went the way to her house, in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark of night. And behold, a woman wearing unauthorized clothes met him there, and she had a watchful heart. She was loud and stubborn. Her feet did not abide in her house. At times in the streets, at times in the plazas, and lurking at every corner. Then she caught him and kissed him, and with a confident face said to him, I have sacrifices of restoration with me. Today I have paid my vows. Therefore I came to meet you, diligently to seek your face, and I have found you. I have decorated my bed with tapestry, with the finest linen of Mitzrayim. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Let us delight ourselves with love. For the good man is not at home. He has taken a long journey. He has taken a bag of money with him, returning home on an appointed day. He yielded greatly to her enticing speech. With her flattering lips, she forced him. He goes after her immediately, like an ox goes to the slaughter, or like a fool to the stocks for correction, until a dart strikes through his liver, like a bird that hurries to the snare, and he does not know that it is in his life. Therefore hearken to me, O you children, and attend to the words of my mouth. Do not let your heart decline to her ways. Do not go astray in her paths. For many are pierced, the fallen and strong. All are slain by her. Her house is the way to hell. It descends to the chambers of death. Chapter 8. Does wisdom not cry, and understanding put forth her voice? She stands on the crossroads, at the peak of high places. Unto you men I call, and my voice is to the children of Adum. O you simple-minded, understand wisdom, and you fools, acquire an understanding heart. Hear, for I will speak of excellent things, and the opening of my lips will be of right things. For my lips will speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. Nothing crooked or perverse is in them. They are all plain to the one who understands, and righteous to those who find knowledge. Receive my instruction, and not silver, and knowledge rather than fine gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired cannot be compared to it. I am wisdom. I dwell with craftiness and knowledge. Schemes will be discovered. The reverence of Yahweh is to hate evil. I hate pride and arrogance and the evil way and the deviant mouth. Counsel and sound wisdom are mine. I am understanding. I have strength. By me, kings reign and princes decree justice. By me, captains rule, and the princes judge all the earth. I love those who love me, and those who seek me early will find me. Riches and honor are with me, durable riches and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, better than fine gold, and my revenue than choice silver. I go in the way of righteousness, in the middle of the paths of justice, so that I may cause those who love me to inherit possessions, and I will fill their treasures. Yahweh acquired me in the beginning of his way, before his works of old. Since antiquity, my outpouring is from the beginning, from before there was an earth. When there was nothing, the abyss churned. When there was nothing, the fountains abounded with water. Before the mountains eroded into the present hills, I whirled. When he still had not made land, nor the fields, nor the first dust of the world, when he prepared the heavens, I was there when he drew the circle of the face of the abyss, when he established the clouds above, when he strengthened the fountains of the deep, when he established his ordinances to the sea, so that the waters will not pass his commandment, when he appointed the foundations of the earth, and I was a craftsman beside him. Also I was his delight, day by day, always rejoicing before him, rejoicing in the habitable part of the earth. And my delights were with the children of Adam. Therefore hearken to me, O you children, for endowed are those who keep my ways. Hear instruction, and be wise, and do not refuse it. Endowed is the Adam who hears me, teaching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. For whoever finds me finds life, and will obtain favor of Yahweh. But he who sins against me wrongs his own soul. All those who hate me love death. Chapter 9. Wisdom has built her house. She has cut out 7 stone pillars. She has killed her beasts. She has mingled her wine. Also she has furnished her table. She has set forth her maidens. She cries upon the highest places of the city. She says, whoever is simple-minded, let him turn in here. Him who wants understanding, come, eat of my bread, and drink of the wine that I have mingled. Forsake foolishness, and live, and go in the way of understanding. He who corrects a scoffer will be humiliated. He who corrects a wicked man will be injured. Do not correct a scorner, or else he will hate you. Give to the wise, and he will become wiser. Teach to the righteous, and he will increase in learning. The reverence of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. For by me your days will be multiplied, and the years of your life will be increased. If you will be wise, you will be wise for yourself. Also, you who scorn, you alone will bear it. A foolish woman is clamorous, simple-minded, and knows nothing. For she sits at the door of her house, on the seat in the high places of the city, to call those who pass by, going straight on their ways. Those who are simple-minded and lack understanding turn in there. She says, stolen waters are sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. But he does not know that the dead are there. Her guests are in the depths of hell. Chapter 10. The Proverbs of Shelumah. A wise son makes a glad father, but a foolish son is the heaviness of his mother. Treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivers from death. Yahweh will not suffer the soul of the righteous to famish, but he throws away the possessions of the wicked. He who has a deceitful hand will be made poor, but the hand of the diligent will be made rich. He who gathers during the summer is a wise son. He who sleeps during the harvest is a son that causes shame. Endowments are upon the head of the just, but violence covers the mouth of the wicked. The memory of the just is endowed, but the name of the wicked will rot. The wise in heart will receive commandments, but the prattling fool will fall. He who walks uprightly walks securely, but he who perverts his ways will be exposed. He who winks with the eye causes sorrow, but a prattling fool will fall. The mouth of the righteous is a well of life, but violence covers the mouth of the wicked. Hatred stirs up strife, but love covers all sins. Wisdom is found in the lips of him who has understanding, but a rod is for the back of him whom is void of understanding. The wise store up knowledge, but the mouth of the foolish is near destruction. The rich man's wealth is his strong city. The destruction of the poor is their poverty. The labor of the righteous is for life. The fruit of the wicked is for sin. He who is in the way of life keeps instruction, but he who refuses reproof errs. He who hides hatred with lying lips and slanders is a fool. In a multitude of words there lacks no sin, but he who refrains his lips is wise. The tongue of the just is choice silver. The heart of the wicked has little worth. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for lack of wisdom. The endowment of Yahweh is to make rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. It is fun for a fool to do mischief, but a man of understanding has wisdom. The fears of the wicked will come upon him, but the desires of the righteous will be granted. Like a whirlwind that passes, so too is the wicked no more, but the righteous is an everlasting foundation. Like vinegar is to teeth, and smoke is to eyes, so too is the sluggard to those who send him. The reverence of Yahweh prolongs days, but the years of the wicked will be shortened. The hope of the righteous will be celebrated, but the expectation of the wicked will perish. The way of Yahweh is strength for the upright, but destruction will be for the workers of iniquity. The righteous will never be removed, but the wicked will not inhabit the earth. The mouth of the just brings forth wisdom, but the deviant tongue will be cut out. The lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked is distorted. Chapter 11. False balancing scales are an abomination unto Yahweh, but a just weight is his delight. Pride comes, then comes shame, but with the humble is wisdom. The integrity of the upright will guide them, but the perverseness of transgressors will destroy them. Riches do not profit during the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. The righteousness of the blameless will direct his way, but the wicked will fall by his own wickedness. The righteousness of the upright will deliver them, but the transgressors will be taken in their own naughtiness. When a wicked Adam dies, his expectations perish. Also, the hope of the unjust perish. The righteous are delivered out of trouble, and it goes to the wicked instead. With his mouth, a hypocrite destroys his neighbor, but with knowledge the righteous are delivered. When it goes well with the righteous, the city rejoices, but when the wicked perish, there is celebration. By the endowment of the upright, the city is exalted, but it is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. He who is void of wisdom despises his neighbor, but a man who understands holds his peace. A talebearer reveals secrets, but he who has a faithful spirit conceals the matter. Where there is no counsel, the people fall, but where there is a multitude of counselors, there is safety. The evil will suffer, because he has made an unauthorized pledge, but he who hates shaking hands are safe. A gracious woman retains honor, and strong men retain riches. The merciful man does good for his own soul, but the cruel troubles his flesh. The wicked work a deceitful work, but to him whom sows righteousness will be a sure reward. As righteousness is to life, so too are the pursuers of evil to his own death. Those who have a perverse heart are an abomination unto Yahweh, but the upright are his delight. Hand to hand, the wicked will not be freed, but the seed of the righteous will be delivered. Gold jewelry in a swine's snout is a beautiful woman who lacks taste. The desire of the righteous is only good. The expectation of the wicked is wrath. There are those who distribute and are given more. There are those who withhold more than what is right, but become impoverished. A generous soul will be made prosperous, and he who waters will also be watered. He who withholds grain, the people will curse, but an endowment will be laid upon the head of him who sells it. He who chases good seeks favor, but he who seeks mischief it comes for him. He who trusts in his riches will fall, but the righteous will flourish like a branch. He who stirs up his own house will inherit the ruach, and the fool will become servant to the wise-hearted. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and he who wins souls is wise. Behold, the righteous will be rewarded in the earth, also with the ungodly and sinner. Chapter 12. Whoever loves instruction loves knowledge, but he who hates reproof is a brute. A good man obtains favor of Yehovah, but he will condemn a man of wicked devices. An Adam will not be established by wickedness, but the root of the righteous will not be moved. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she who makes him ashamed is the rottenness in his bones. The thoughts of the righteous are right. The counsels of the wicked are deceit. The words of the wicked are to lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright will deliver them. The wicked are overthrown and are no more, but the house of the righteous will stand. A man will be condemned according to his wisdom, but he who has a perverse heart, being despised like a servant, is better than honoring himself and lacking bread. The righteous considers the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. He who tills the Adamah will be satisfied with bread, but he who chases empty things lack understanding. The wicked covet the loot of the evil, but the root of the righteous yields. The wicked is snared by the transgression of his lips, but the just will come out of trouble. A man will be satisfied with good by the fruit of his mouth, and the rewards of Adam's hands will be rendered to him. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he who hearkens to counsel is wise. A fool's wrath is presently known, but a prudent covers shame. Speaking truth shows righteousness, but a false witness shows deceit. There are those who speak like the piercing of a sword, but the tongue of the wise heals. The lips of truth will be established forever, but a lying tongue is only a moment. Deceit is in the heart of those who imagine evil, but to the counselors of peace is joy. No evil will happen to the righteous, but the wicked will be filled with mischief. Lying lips are an abomination to Yehovah. Those who deal truly are his delight. A prudent Adam conceals knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaims foolishness. The hand of the diligent will rule, but the slothful will be under tribute. Anxiety in the heart of a man makes it slump, but a good word makes it glad. The righteous are more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduces them. The slothful does not roast what he hunts, but the possessions of a diligent Adam are precious. In the way of righteousness is life, and in that pathway there is no death. Chapter 13. A wise son hears the chastisement of his father, but a scorner will not hear correction. A man will eat the good fruit of his mouth, but an unfaithful soul will have violence. He who keeps his mouth keeps his life, but he who opens his lips will have destruction. The soul of the sluggard desires, yet has nothing, but the soul of the diligent will be made prosperous. The righteous hates false words, but the wicked stinks and comes to shame. Righteousness keeps the upright in the way, but wickedness overthrows the sinner. There are those who make himself rich, yet have nothing. There are those who make himself poor, yet has great riches. The ransom of a man's life are his riches, but the poor do not hear the correction. The light of the righteous rejoices, but the lamp of the wicked will be put out. Only by pride comes strife, but with the well-advised comes wisdom. Wealth by vanity will be diminished, but he who gathers by labor will increase. Delayed hope makes the heart sick, but a received desire is a tree of life. Whoever despises the word will be destroyed, but he who reveres the commandment will be rewarded. The teaching of the wise is a fountain of life, to depart from the snares of death. Good understanding gives favor, but the way of transgressors is hard. Everyone who is prudent acts with knowledge, but a fool is open to folly. A wicked messenger falls into evil, but a faithful ambassador is a healer. Poverty and shame comes to him who refuses instruction, but he who heeds correction will be honored. A desire being accomplished is sweet to the soul, but to fools departing from evil is an abomination. He who walks with the wise will become wise, but a companion of fools will be destroyed. Evil pursues sinners, but to the righteous good will be repaid. The good leave an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. Plowing the soil of the poor produces an abundance of food. There is waste with no guilt. He who spares his rod hates his son, but he who loves him corrects him quickly. The righteous eats to the satisfaction of his soul, but the belly of the wicked lacks. Chapter 14. Every wise woman builds her house, but the foolish pull it down with her hands. He who walks in his uprightness reveres Yahweh, but those who are perverse in his ways despise him. In the mouth of the foolish is a rod of pride, but the lips of the wise will protect themselves. Without oxen, the stalls are clean, but abundance comes from the power of the ox. A faithful witness will not lie, but a false witness will speak lies. A scorner seeks wisdom, but finds none. However, knowledge is easy for him whom understands. Leave the presence of a foolish man when you do not perceive the lips of knowledge. The wisdom of the prudent is to understand his way, but the folly of fools is deceit. Fools mock sin, but within the upright is free will. The heart knows his own bitterness, but his inner joy is not shared with the unauthorized. The house of the wicked will be overthrown, but the tabernacle of the upright will flourish. There is a way that seems right to a man, but the end of this way is death. Even while playing, the heart can be injured, and when the fun is over, there is grief. The backslider is filled with his own ways, but ahead of him is a good man. The simple-minded believe every word, but the prudent considers his steps. A wise fears and departs from evil, but the fool rages and is confident. An angry man will rush to foolishness, and a wicked man's schemes are hateful. The simple-minded inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. When evil yields to goodness, then the wicked will be at the gates of righteousness. The humble are hated even by his own neighbor, but the rich has many friends. He who despises his neighbor sins, but he who has mercy on the poor will be happy. Do they not err, those who devise evil? However, mercy and truth will be to those who devise good. In all labor there is profit, but the words of the lips is only for the needy. The crown of the wise are their riches. The foolishness of fools is folly. A true witness delivers souls, but the deceitful speak lies. In the reverence of Yahweh is strong courage. Therefore his children have a refuge. The reverence of Yahweh is a fountain of life, to depart from the snares of death. The king's honor is by the multitude of people, and the ruin of a prince is a lack of people. He who is slow to wrath has great understanding, but he who has a quick-tempered spirit chooses foolishness. Life is a sound heart in the flesh, but envy is the rottenness of the bones. He who oppresses the poor reproaches his Maker, but he who honors him has mercy upon the poor. The wicked is driven away by his wickedness, but the righteous have hope in his death. Wisdom rests in the heart of him who has understanding. Also, what is in the midst of fools will be made known. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to the people. The king's favor is toward a wise servant, but his wrath is against him who causes shame. Chapter 15. A soft answer turns away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. The tongue of the wise uses knowledge correctly, but the mouth of fools pours out foolishness. The eyes of Yahweh are everywhere, beholding the good and evil. A healing tongue is a tree of life, but crookedness is in a broken spirit. A fool despises his father's instruction, but he who considers correction is prudent. In the house of the righteous is good treasure, but in the revenue of the wicked is trouble. The lips of the wise disperse knowledge, but the heart of the foolish do not. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination unto Yahweh, but the prayer of the upright is his delight. The way of the wicked is an abomination unto Yahweh, but he loves those who follow after righteousness. Correction is grievous to him who forsakes the way. He who hates correction will die. Hell and destruction are before Yahweh. How much more are the hearts of the children of Adam? A scorner does not love the one who reproves him, nor will he go after the wise. A merry heart has a cheerful presence, but by sorrow of the heart the spirit is broken. The heart of those who have understanding seek knowledge, but the mouth of fools feed on foolishness. All the days of the humble are wretched, but he who has a merry heart will feast continually. It is better to have little with the reverence of Yahweh than great treasure and trouble within. It is better to have an herb dinner where there is love than a stalled ox with hatred in it. A wrathful man stirs up strife, but he who is slow to anger appeases strife. The way of the slothful is like a hedge of thorns, but the way of the righteous is made smooth. A wise son makes a glad father, but a foolish Adam despises his mother. Foolishness is fun to him who lacks wisdom, but a man of understanding walks uprightly. Without counsel, intentions are disappointed, but with a multitude of counselors they are established. An answer by his mouth is a joy for a man, and a word with perfect timing, oh, how good it is! The way of life winds upward for the wise, so that he turns away from the hell beneath. Yahweh will destroy the house of the proud, but he will establish the border of the window. The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination unto Yahweh, but those of the pure of heart are pleasant. He who is greedy for gain troubles his own house, but he who hates bribes will live. The heart of the righteous studies before answering, but the mouth of the wicked pours out evil things. Yahweh is far from the wicked, but he hears the prayer of the righteous. The heart rejoices from the light in the eyes. A good report makes your bones healthy. The ear that hears correction is a life who dwells among the wise. He who refuses instruction despises his own soul, but he who hears reproof gets understanding. The reverence of Yahweh is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. Chapter 16. The preparations of the heart belong to Adam, and from Yahweh the tongue answers. All the ways of man are clean in his own eyes, but Yahweh weighs the spirits. Commit your works unto Yahweh, and your thoughts will be established. Yahweh has made everything for himself, and even the wicked for the day of evil. Everyone who is proud in his heart is an abomination unto Yahweh. Hand in hand, he will not be unpunished. By mercy and truth, iniquity is atoned, and by reverence of Yahweh, evil departs. When a man's way pleases Yahweh, he will even make his enemies at peace with him. It is better to have little with righteousness than great income without justification. The heart of Adam plans his ways, but Yahweh directs his steps. A charm is upon the king's lips. His mouth does not transgress during judgment. Yahweh has a just weight and balance. All the weights of the bag are his work. It is an abomination for kings to commit wickedness, because the throne is established by righteousness. Righteous lips are the delight of kings, and they love those who speak right. The wrath of a king is a messenger of death, but a wise man will pacify it. In the light of the king's countenance is life, and his free will is like a cloud of the latter rain. How much better it is to acquire wisdom than gold, and to obtain understanding instead of choosing silver. The high road of the upright is to depart from evil. He who keeps his way preserves his soul. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. It is better to have a humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the plunder with the proud. He who handles a matter wisely will find goodness, and whoever trusts in Yahweh will be happy. The wise in heart will be called prudent, and the sweetness of the lips increase learning. Understanding is a fountain of life to him who has it, but the instruction of fools is foolishness. The heart of the wise teaches his mouth, and adds learning to his lips. Pleasant words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul, and health to the bones. There are ways that seem right to a man, but these ways end in death. He who labors, labors for himself, for his mouth drives him. A worthless man digs up evil, and upon his lips it's like a burning fire. A deviant man sows strife, and a whisper separates friends. A violent man entices his neighbor, and leads him into a way that is not good. He winks his eyes to devise schemes. He purses his lips to accomplish evil. A gray head is a crown of glory, if it is found in the way of righteousness. He who is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit is better than he who takes a city. A lot is cast into the lap, but all the guidance is from Yahweh. Chapter 17. A dry morsel and quietness within is better than a house full of strifeful sacrifices. A wise servant will rule over a son that causes shame, and will have part of the inheritance among the brethren. The refining pot is for silver, and the furnace is for gold, but Yahweh tries the heart. A wicked doer listens to false lips. A liar gives ear to a naughty tongue. Whoever mocks the humble reproaches his Creator. He who is glad at calamities will not be unpunished. Children's children are the crown of an old man, and the glory of the children are their fathers. A long speech by a fool is not appealing. So too the lying lips of a public servant. A precious stone is a gift in the eyes of the one who has it. He is cautious of everywhere he turns. He who covers a transgression seeks love, but he who repeats the offense separates friendship. A correction enters into a wise man more than 100 stripes into a fool. An evil person only seeks rebellion. Therefore, a cruel messenger will be sent against him. Let a bear who is robbed of her whelps be within a man, and not within a fool during his foolishness. Whoever rewards evil for good, evil will not depart from his house. The beginning of strife is like releasing water. Therefore, before blame begins, turn off the argument. The one who justifies the wicked, and even the one who condemns the just, are both abominations unto Yahweh. Why does a fool have money in his hand to acquire wisdom, and not a heart? A friend loves at all times, but a brother is born for adversity. And the dumb who lacks understanding shakes hands, becoming a surety in the presence of his friend. He who loves transgression loves strife. Locusts are at his gate, seeking destruction. He who has a perverted heart will not find goodness, and he who has a perverse tongue falls into mischief. Begetting a fool is grievous. Also, it's not fun fathering a bastard. Laughter does the heart good like medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bones. A wicked person takes a hidden gift to twist the ways of justice. Wisdom is in the face of the one who has understanding, but the eyes of a fool are in a faraway land. A foolish son is a grief to his father, and bitterness to the mother who bore him. Also, it is not good to punish the righteous, to strike volunteers for being upright. He who has knowledge spares his words. A man of understanding has an excellent spirit. Even a fool who holds his peace is considered wise. He who shuts his lips is a man of understanding. Chapter 18. A seeker desires to isolate himself, in which he exposes all wisdom. A fool does not delight in understanding, because it would uncover his own heart. When the wicked comes, so too comes contempt with humiliating reproach. The words of a man's mouth are like deep waters. The fountain of wisdom is a flowing brook. It is not good to accept the person of the wicked, to overthrow the righteous in judgment. A fool's lips enter into contention, and his mouth calls for strokes. A fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are the trap of his soul. The words of a talebearer are like wounds, and they go down into the innermost parts of the belly. Also, he who is slothful in his work is a brother to him who is a great waster. The name of Yahweh is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and are safe. The rich man's wealth is his strong city. In his own imagination, it is like a high wall. Before destruction, the heart of a man is prideful. Also, before honor is humility. He who answers a word before he hears it is foolish, and will be ashamed. The spirit of a man will sustain his illness, but a wounded spirit, who can bear it? The heart of the prudent gets knowledge, and the ear of the wise seek knowledge. A gift from Adam enlarges him, and brings him in the presence of great men. The righteous are the first to state a case, then his fellow. Therefore examine him. The lot causes disputes to end, and it will divide the mighty. An offended brother is a strong city, and disputes are like the bars of a castle. A man's belly will be satisfied with the fruit of his mouth. He will be filled with the increase of his lips. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat the fruit of it. He who finds a wife finds a good thing, and obtains the favor of Yahweh. The poor uses good manners, but the rich answers roughly. A man who has friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend who exists that clings closer than a brother. Chapter 19. The poor who walks with integrity is better than those with perverse lips and the fools. Also, the soul who is without knowledge is not good, and he who hurries with his feet sins. The foolishness of Adam perverts his way, and his heart frets against Yahuwah. Wealth makes many friends, but the poor are separated from his neighbor. A false witness will not be unpunished, and he who speaks lies will not escape. Many will entreat the favor of a prince, and every man is a friend to him who gives gifts. All the brethren of the poor hate him. How much more will his friends go from him? Unto him they do not pursue conversations. He who gets wisdom loves his own soul. He who keeps understanding will find goodness. A false witness will not be unpunished, and a liar will perish. Delight is not suitable for a fool. So too, servants ruling over princes. Caution makes a dam slow to anger, and his beauty surpasses transgression. The king's wrath is like the roaring of a lion, but his favor is like the dew upon the grass. A foolish son is the ruin of his father, and the contentions of a wife is a constant drip. A house and riches are the inheritance of fathers, but a prudent wife is from Yahuwah. The slothful are cast into a deep sleep, and an idle soul will suffer hunger. He who keeps the commandments keeps his own soul. He who despises his ways will die. He who has pity upon the poor lends unto Yahuwah, and that which he gives, he will pay again. Chasten your son while there is hope, and do not let your soul spare, because he is crying. A man of great wrath will suffer punishment, for if you deliver him, you will do it again and again continually. Hear counsel and receive instruction, so that you may be wise during your latter end. Man's heart has many schemes. However, the counsel of Yahuwah will stand. He desires the kindness of Adam. Also, a poor man is better than a liar. The reverence of Yahuwah is for life, and he who has it will abide satisfied. He will not be visited by evil. A lazy person hides his hand in his bowl, and his mouth does not turn it away. Smite a scorner, and the simple-minded will beware. Also, correct someone who has understanding, he will understand knowledge. He who ruins his father, causing his mother to leave, is a son that causes shame and brings reproach. My son, stop to hear the correction for the mistake from the word of knowledge. An ungodly witness scorns judgment, and the mouth of the wicked devours iniquity. Judgments are prepared for scorners, and stripes for the back of fools. Chapter 20. Wine is a mocker, strong drink is a fighter, and whoever goes astray by it is not wise. The terror of a king is like a roaring lion. Provoking him to anger is a sin against one's own soul. It is honorable for a man to refrain from strife. Therefore, every fool will be exposed. The sluggard will not plow because of the cold. He will beg during the harvest and have nothing. Counsel in the heart of a man is like deep water, and a man of understanding will draw it out. Most of Adam will proclaim his own goodness, but who can find a faithful man? The just walks in his integrity. His children are endowed after him. A king who sits in the throne of judgment scatters away all evil with his eyes. Who can say, I have made my heart clean, I am pure from my sin? Diverse weights, diverse measurements. Both of them are alike, abominations unto Yahuwah. Even a child is known by his actions, if his work is pure and if it is upright. The hearing ear and the seeing eye, Yahuwah has made both of them. Do not love sleep, or else you will come to poverty. Open your eyes, you will be satisfied with bread. The buyer says, it is bad, it is evil, but when he has gone his way, then he boasts. There is gold and a multitude of rubies, but the lips of knowledge are a precious jewel. For an unauthorized surety, and for the foreign women, their pledge. Bread of deceit is sweet to a man, but afterwards his mouth will be filled with gravel. Plans are established by counsel, and with good advice make war. The talebearer who goes about reveals secrets. Therefore, do not meddle with him who flatters with his lips. Whoever curses his father or his mother, his lamp will be put out in obscure darkness. An inheritance may be gotten hastily at the beginning, but the end of it will not be endowed. Do not say, I will repay evil, but wait upon Yahweh, and he will save you. Diverse weights are an abomination unto Yahweh, and a false balance is not good. The steps of a man are from Yahweh. How then can an Adam understand his own way? It is a trap for the Adam to devour the holy and afterward question his vows. A wise king scatters the wicked and brings the will over them. The lamp of Yahweh searches the soul of a man, the inner chambers of his heart. Mercy and truth preserve the king, and his throne is upheld by mercy. The glory of young men is their strength, and the beauty of old men is their gray hair. Stripes that hurt cleanse away evil, and plague the inner chamber of the heart. Chapter 21. The king's heart is like rivers of water in the hand of Yahweh. He turns it in whichever way he wishes. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but Yahweh considers the hearts. To do justice and judgment is more acceptable unto Yahweh than sacrifice. A high look and a proud heart is the sinful lamp of the wicked. The plans of the diligent will lead to abundance. However, all haste leads to poverty. Acquiring treasures with a lying tongue is like chasing apparitions from those who seek death. The violence of the wicked will destroy them, because they refuse to act justly. The way of man is forward and strange, but the pure, his work is righteous. It is better to dwell in the corner of the rooftop than with a judgmental woman and a crowded house. The soul of the wicked desires evil. His neighbor finds no favor in his eyes. When the scorner is punished, the simple is made wise, and when the wise is instructed, he receives knowledge. The righteous wisely considers the house of the wicked, turning the wicked against the evil. Whoever stops his ears at the cry of the poor, he too will cry, but no one will hear. A gift in secret pacifies anger, but a hidden bribe brings strong wrath. It is a joy for the righteous to do justice, but destruction will come to the workers of iniquity. The Adam who wanders out of the way of understanding will remain in the congregation of the dead. He who loves pleasure will be a poor man. He who loves wine and oil will not be rich. The wicked will be a ransom for the righteous, and the transgressor for the upright. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a judgmental and angry woman. Precious treasure and oil are in the dwelling of the wise person, but a foolish Adam swallows it up. He who follows after righteousness and mercy finds life, righteousness, and honor. A wise person ascends the city of mighty men and brings down the stronghold in which it trusted. Whoever keeps his mouth and his tongue keeps his soul from trouble. Arrogant, prideful scoffer is the name of the one who has aggressive pride. The desire of the slothful kills him, because his hands refuse to work for it. All day the greedy covets, but the righteous gives and does not spare. The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination. How much more if he brings it with wicked intentions? A false witness will perish. However, the man who can hear will continue the word. A wicked man hardens his face, but the upright he directs his way. There is no wisdom, nor understanding, nor counsel against Yehovah. For the day of battle, the horse is prepared. Likewise, for Yehovah, the delivered. Chapter 22. Choose a good name over great riches, good favor over silver and gold. The rich and poor meet together. Yehovah created them all. A prudent person foresees evil and hides himself, but the simple-minded pass on and are punished. Because of humility, the reverence of Yehovah are riches and honor and life. Thorny snares are in the way of the perverse. He who protects his soul will be far from them. Train up a child in the way he should go. Then, when he is old, he will not depart from it. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is a servant to the lender. He who sows iniquity will reap trouble, and the rod of his anger will fail. He who has a good eye will be endowed, for he gives of his bread to the poor. Cast out the scorner, and discord will leave. Also, strife and reproach will end. He who loves pureness of heart has grace on his lips. The eyes of Yehovah preserve knowledge, and he overthrows the words of the transgressor. The slothful say, "There is a lion outside. I will be slain in the streets." The mouth of a foreign woman is a deep pit. He who is detested of Yehovah will fall there. Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child. The rod of correction will drive it far from him. He who oppresses the poor to increase himself will surely give to the rich until he is poor. Bow down your ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply your heart to my knowledge. For it is a pleasant thing for you to keep them within you. All of them will be prepared upon your lips, so that your trust may be in Yehovah. I have made it known to you today, even to you. Have I not written excellent things with advice and knowledge for you? To inform you the certainty of the words of truth, to answer words of truth for those who sent you? Do not rob the poor because he is poor, neither oppress the humble in the gate, for Yehovah will plead their cause, and plunder the soul of those who plundered them. Do not become friends with an angry man. Also, with a furious man you will not go, or else you will learn his ways, and your soul will be taken in a snare. Do not be one of those who shake hands, of those who are surety for debt. If you have nothing to pay, why should he take your bed from under you? Do not remove the ancient landmark, which your fathers have set. Have you seen a diligent man in his business? He will stand before kings. He will not stand before the unknown. Chapter 23. When you sit to eat with a ruler, carefully consider who is before you, and he puts a knife to your throat. If it is the Baal, the Lord of your soul, do not desire his dainties, for they are deceitful food. Do not labor to become rich. Cease from your own wisdom. Will you set your eyes upon that which is nothing? For surely riches make themselves wings. They fly away like an eagle toward the heavens. Do not eat the bread of an evil eye, for as he thinks in his soul, so he is. He says to you, "Eat and drink," but his heart is not with you. You will vomit the morsel you have eaten, and lose your sweet words. Do not speak in the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of your words. Do not remove the old landmark. Do not enter into the fields of the fatherless, for their Redeemer is mighty. He will plead their cause with you. Do not withhold correction from the child, for you hitting him with the rod will not kill him. You will hit him with a rod, and you will deliver his soul from hell. My son, if your heart is wise, my heart will rejoice, even mine. Also, my mind will rejoice when your lips speak upright things. Do not let your heart envy sinners, but be in the reverence of Yahweh all day long. For surely there is an end, and your expectations will be cut off. Hear, my son, and be wise, and guide your heart in the way. Do not be with heavy drinkers of wine, among riotous eaters of flesh. For the drunkard and the glutton will come to poverty. Also, drowsiness will clothe you with rags. Hearken to your father who begot you, and do not despise your mother when she is old. Buy the truth and do not sell it, wisdom and instruction and understanding. The father of the righteous will greatly rejoice, and he who begets a wise son will have joy with him. Your father and mother will be glad. Also, she who bore you will rejoice. My son, give me your heart, and let your eyes observe my ways. For a whore is a deep ditch, and a foreign woman is a narrow pit. Also, she lies in wait as a prey, and increases the transgressors among Adam. Who has woe? Who has sorrow? Who has contentions? Who has babbling? Who has wounds without cause? Who has redness of eyes? Those who tarry long at the wine, those who go seeking mixed drinks. Do not look upon the wine when it is red. When it gives its color in the cup, it moves smoothly. In the end, it bites like a serpent and stings like a viper. Your eyes will behold foreign women, and your heart will utter deviant things. And you will become like one who lies down in the midst of the sea, or like one who lies upon the head of rigging. They afflicted me. I am not sick. They beat me. I do not feel it. When I wake up, I will seek it again. Chapter 24. Do not be envious against evil men, nor desire to be with them. For their heart studies destruction, and their lips talk of mischief. A house built by wisdom and by understanding, it is established, and by knowledge its chambers will be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. A wise man is strong, however, a man of knowledge increases his power. For you will wage war with your strategies. Also, with great advice, there is safety. Wisdom is too advanced for a fool. He does not open his mouth in the gate. He who devises to do evil will be called a mischievous person. A foolish thought is sin, and the scorner is an abomination to Adam. If you become weary during the day of adversity, your power is too narrow. If you resist, what will deliver you from being taken to death and stumbling to the slaughter? If you say, "Behold, we did not know," doesn't he who weighs the heart consider this? And he who keeps your soul, doesn't he know and render each man according to his works? My son, eat your honey, because it is good, and the honeycomb, which is sweet to your taste. O wicked ones, do not lay waiting against the dwelling of the righteous. Do not spoil his resting place. For the righteous fall 7 times and rise up again, but the wicked will fall into evil. Do not rejoice when your enemy falls, and do not let your heart be glad when he stumbles, lest Yahweh sees it, and it displeases him. Then he turns away his face from you. Do not become upset because of evil, nor be envious of the wicked, for there will not be a reward for evil. The candle of the wicked will be put out. My son, revere Yahweh and the king. Do not associate with partners in crime, for their distress will rise suddenly, and who knows the ruin of them both? Also, be wise of these things. It is not good to show partiality of people during judgment. He who says to the wicked, "You are righteous," the people will curse him, nations will detest him. However, to those who chastise are a delight. Also, a good endowment will come upon them. He who responds with a righteous word has kissing lips. Prepare your work outside and make it fit for yourself in the field. Do not witness against your neighbor without a cause, and deceive with your lips. Do not say, "I will do to him like he has done to me. I will render to that man according to his work." I went by the field of a slothful, and by the vineyard of an Adam who lacked understanding. And behold, it was all grown over. Nettles had covered its surface, and its stone wall was broken down. So I applied it to myself, considering it in my heart. Then I saw and learned a lesson. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. Therefore, your poverty will come like your walk, and your lack will be a shielded man. Chapter 25. These are the proverbs of Shelomah also, which the men of Chizkiyahu, king of Yehuda, transcribed. It is the glory of Elohim to hide a message, and it is the glory of kings to search out its meaning, going to the heights of the heavens and the depth of the earth. But the heart of the kings is not searched. Take away the impurities from the silver, and a refined vessel will come forth. Take away the wicked from before the king, and his throne will be established in righteousness. Do not exalt yourself in the presence of the king, for it is better to be said to you, "Come up here," than that you are lowered in the presence of the prince whom your eyes have seen. Do not go quickly to strive, or else what will happen in the end, when your neighbor puts you to shame? Discuss your cause with your neighbor, but do not expose another's secret, or else he who hears it puts you to shame, and your dishonor is not turned away. A perfectly spoken word is like golden apples in silver pitchers. A wise reproof is like a gold earring and an ornament of fine gold upon an obedient ear. A faithful messenger is like the cold snow during harvest time to those who send him, for he refreshes the soul of his lords. Whoever boasts of false gifts of himself is like clouds and wind without rain. With patient breaths, a prince is persuaded, and with a soft tongue, bones are broken. Of the honey you find, just eat enough, or else you will become full of it and vomit. Withdraw your foot from your neighbor's house, or else he will become tired of you and hate you. A man who bears false witness against his neighbor is a mole, and a sword, and a sharp arrow. Confidence in an unfaithful man during times of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. He who takes away a garment during cold weather is like vinegar upon soda, and he who sings songs over a heavy heart. If your enemy is hungry, give him bread to eat, and if he is thirsty, give him water to drink. For you will heap coals of fire upon his head, and Yahuwah will reward you. The northern wind drives away rain, so too does an angry face to a backbiting tongue. It is better to dwell in the corner of a housetop than with a judgmental woman and a crowded house. Cold waters to a thirsty soul is like good news from a faraway country. A righteous man shaken before the wicked is like a troubled fountain and a polluted spring. Eating an abundance of honey is not good, nor is seeking out one's glory glorious. The one who does not have control over his spirit is like a city that is broken down without walls. Chapter 26. Like snow in summer, and rain in harvest, so too it is not fitting for a fool to be honored. Like the sparrow wanders and the swallow flies, so too a causeless curse will return home. A whip for a horse, a bridle for an ass, and a rod for a fool's back. Do not answer a fool according to his foolishness, or else you will be like him also. If you answer a fool according to his foolishness, then he is wise in his own eyes. He who sends a word by the hand of a fool cuts off its feet and drinks the damage. The legs of the lame are not the same, nor is a parable in the mouth of fools. Giving honor to a fool is like binding a stone in a slingshot, like a horn that ascends in the hand of a drunkard. So too is a parable in the mouth of fools. The great, from which all things are formed, both repays the fool and repays the transgressor. Like a dog returns to his vomit, so too foolishness returns to a fool. If you see a man who is wise in his own eyes, there is more hope for a fool than for him. The slothful person says, "A lion is in the way. A lion is in the streets." Like a door turns upon its hinges, so too does the slothful upon his bed. A slothful person hides his hand in his bowl, and his mouth does not turn it away. In his own eyes, the sluggard is wiser than 7 men who can respond logically. He who meddles with strife that is not his own is like someone who grabs a dog by the ears. Like a madman who casts firebrands, arrows, and death, so too is the man who deceives his neighbor and says, "Was I not joking?" Where there is no wood, the fire goes out. So too, where there is no gossip, strife ends. Charcoal is for burning coals, and wood is for fire. So too, a judgmental man is for kindled fights. The words of a gossiper are like wounds, and they go deep into the innermost part of the belly. Burning lips and a wicked heart are like broken vessels covered in silver dross. He who hates tears down with his lips, and lays up deceit within himself. When he speaks kindly, do not believe, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Hatred is covered by deceit. His wickedness will be shown before the whole congregation. Whoever digs a pit will fall into it, and he who rolls a stone, it will return upon him. A lying tongue hates those who are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth works ruin. Chapter 27. Don't brag about your future, for you do not know what a day might bring forth. Let another man praise you, and not your own mouth, a foreigner, and not your own lips. A stone is heavy, and the sand is weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. Wrath is cruel, and anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy? Open rebuke is better than secret love. The wounds of a friend are supportive, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. A fool's soul abhors a honeycomb, but to the hungry soul even bitterness is sweet. Like a bird that wanders from her nest, so too is a man who wanders from his place. Oil and perfume delight the heart, so too the sweetness of a friend's sincere advice. Do not reject your friend or your father's friend, nor go into your brother's house during the day of your calamity. A close friend is better than a distant brother. My son, be wise and make your heart glad, so that I may respond to him who disagrees with my word. The prudent person who foresees hides himself, but the simple-minded who pass on will be punished. Take his garment that is surety for the unauthorized, and for the foreign woman take their pledge. He who rises early in the morning, who endows his friend with a loud voice, it will be considered a curse to him. The continual dripping during a very rainy day and a judgmental woman are alike. Whoever hides her hides the wind, and he has been called with the anointing of the right hand. Iron sharpens iron, so too a man sharpens the face of his friend. Whoever keeps the fig tree will eat its fruit, so too he who waits on his Lord will be honored. Just like water reflects the face to a face, so too the heart reflects the Adam to an Adam. Hell and destruction are never full, therefore the eyes of Adam are never satisfied. Just as the refining pot is for silver, and the furnace is for gold, so too a man for the praise of his mouth. Even if you will grind a fool among the wheat with a mortar and pestle, foolishness will not depart from him. Diligently know the state of your flocks. Establish your herd well, because riches are not forever, nor a crown from generation to generation. The hay appears, and tender grass shows itself, and herbs of the mountains are gathered. The lambs are for your clothing, and the goats are the price of the field. And you will have goat milk, enough for your food, for the food of your household, and for the maintenance of your maidens. Chapter 28. The wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are bold like a lion. When transgressions have soaked the land greatly, then there will be an Adam who discerns knowledge. Therefore it will be prolonged. A poor man who oppresses the poor is like a sweeping rain that leaves no food. Those who reject teaching celebrate wickedness, but those who accept the teaching contend with them. Evil men do not understand judgment, but those who seek Yahweh understand all. It is better to be a poor person who walks with his integrity than one who is perverse in his ways. He who keeps the Torah is a wise son, but he who is a companion of riotous men shames his father. He who increases his substance by usury and unjust gain is collecting it for the one who pities the poor. He who turns away his ear from hearing the Torah, also his prayer will be an abomination. Whoever causes the upright to go astray in an evil way, he will fall into his own pit, but the blameless will inherit good things. In his own eyes the rich man is wise, but the poor man who has understanding sought it. When the righteous does righteously, there is great glory, but when wickedness arises, Adam is hidden. Whoever covers his sins will not prosper, but whoever confesses and forsakes will have mercy. Happy is the Adam who is always reverent, but he who hardens his heart will fall into mischief. Just like a lion roars and a bear rages, so too is a wicked ruler over the poor people. The ruler who lacks understanding is also a great oppressor. He who hates covetousness will have prolonged days. An Adam who oppresses the blood of life will flee to the pit. No one will grasp him. Whoever walks blamelessly will be saved, but those who perverse their way will fall at once. He who tills his Adamah will have plenty of bread, but he who follows after empty things will have plenty of poverty. A faithful man will abound with endowments, but he who rushes to wealth will not be innocent. It is not good to respect people, because a man will transgress for a piece of bread. He who rushes to wealth has an evil eye, and does not realize that poverty will come upon him. He who corrects Adam will find more favor later on than he who flatters with the tongue. Whoever robs his father or mother and says, "It is not wrong," the same is a companion to a destructive man. He who has a proud heart stirs up strife, but he who puts his trust in Yahweh will become fat. He who trusts in his own heart is a fool, but whoever walks wisely, he will be delivered. He who gives to the poor will not lack, but he who hides his eyes will have many curses. When wickedness arises, Adam is hidden, but by perishing, he increases righteousness. Chapter 29. The man who is stiff-necked to correction will suddenly be destroyed, also with no remedy. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked carry rulership, the people mourn. Whoever loves wisdom celebrates his father, but he who keeps company with harlots wastes possessions. The king establishes the land by justice, but he who receives bribes overthrows it. A man who flatters his neighbor spreads a net for his feet. In the transgression of an evil man there is a trap, but the righteous sing and rejoice. The righteous considers the reason for poverty. The wicked do not care to know it. Scornful men bring a city into a trap, but a wise person turns away wrath. A wise man contends with a foolish man. Then he will get angry or laugh, but there is no peace. A man of blood hates innocence, but the upright seeks it for his soul. A fool utters all his thoughts, but a wise person is glorified by holding back. If a ruler listens to lies, all his servants are wicked. When a poor man meets curiosity, Yahweh enlightens both eyes. The king that faithfully judges the poor, his throne will be established forever. The rod and correction give wisdom, but a child sent out brings his mother to shame. When wickedness is multiplied, transgression increases, but the righteous will see their downfall. Correct your son, and he will give you rest. Also, he will give delight to your soul. Where there is no revelation, the people perish, but he who keeps the Torah will be happy. Do not correct a servant with words, because he will understand but not respond. If you see a man with rushed words, there is more hope for a fool than him. By pampering a young servant, in the long run, he will have to continue doing so. An angry man stirs up strife, and a furious man abounds in transgression. The pride of Adam will bring him low, but humility will uphold the glory of the Ruach. Whoever is a partner with a thief hates his own soul. The reverence of Adam brings a trap, but whoever puts his trust in Yahweh will be safe. Many seek the favor of a ruler, but the judgment of man comes from Yahweh. An unjust man is an abomination to the righteous. So too, an upright person is an abomination to the wicked. Chapter 30. The words of Agar, the son of Yekeh, the prophecy. The man spoke, "For all is with me, for all is with me. I am the bride, for I am in a city from man. Yet no Adam understands me. Also, he has not learned wisdom, nor the knowledge that the holy ones have. Who ascends and descends heaven? Who gathers the wind in his fists? Who binds the waters in a garment? Who has established all the ends of the earth? What is his name? And if you can tell, what is the name of his son? Every word of Elohim is pure. He is a shield to those who put their trust in him. Do not add to his words, or else he will reprove you, and you will be found a liar. I request 2 things of you. Do not deny me, so that I do not die yet. Remove vanity and lies from me. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me the torn piece of bread that is ordained for me, or else I might become full and deny and say, Who is Yahweh? Or unless I become poor and steal, then I will praise the name of my Elohim. Do not accuse a servant to his master, or else he will curse you, and you are found guilty. The generation that curses its father and does not endow its mother, the generation that is pure in its own eyes, and yet has not washed from its own filthiness, the generation, how is its eyes lifted and its eyelids supported? The generation whose fangs are like swords and whose teeth are like knives, to devour the humble from off the earth and the needy from Adam. Unto a leech are 2 daughters. Give, give. There is a third who is never satisfied. The fourth says, It is not enough. The grave and the barren woman, the earth that is not filled with water, and the fire that says, It is not enough. May the eye that mocks his father and despises to obey his mother be plucked out by the ravens of the valley, and the young eagles eat it. From me there are 3 things that are wonderful, yet the 4th I have never known. The way of an eagle in the air, the way of a serpent upon a rock, the way of a ship in the midst of the sea, and the way of a man with a woman. This is the way of an adulterous woman. She eats and wipes her mouth, then says, I have done no wickedness. Because of these 3 things, the earth is shaken, but the 4th it cannot bear. Because of a servant when he reigns, and a fool when he is filled with grain. Because of a hateful woman when she is married, and a handmaid when she inherits her mistress. There are 4 things that are small upon the earth, but they are very wise. The ants are not a strong people, yet they prepare their grain in the summer. The conies are not numerous, yet they make their houses in the rock. The locusts have no king, yet they all go forth by troops. The spider takes hold with her hands, and is in the king's palaces. There are 3 things that step well. Also, the 4th steps beautifully. A lion which is the strongest among beasts, and does not turn away from anyone. A greyhound, a he-goat also, and a king against whom no one rises. If you have done foolishly in lifting yourself up, or if you have an evil thought, lay your hand upon your mouth. Surely squeezing milk brings forth butter, and squeezing a nose brings forth blood. So too, squeezing wrath brings forth strife. Chapter 31. The words of King Lemuel unto Al, the prophecy that his mother taught him. Who is my son? And who is the son of my womb? And who is the son of my vows? Do not give your strength to women, nor your ways to that which destroys kings. It is not for kings unto all. It is not for kings to drink wine, nor for rulers to drink liquor, or else they will drink and forget the law. Then they will pervert the judgment of all the afflicted. Give liquor to those who are ready to die, and wine to those who have heavy hearts. Let him drink, and forget his poverty, and remember his misery no more. Open your mouth for those without a voice, to judge all the children of destruction. Open your mouth, judge righteously the humble and the needy. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. Her husband trusts her heart, and does not lack benefits. All the days of her life she will do him good and not evil. She seeks wool and flax, and works willingly with her hands. She is like merchant ships. She brings food from afar. Also, she rises up while it's still night, and gives grain to her household, and a portion to her maidens. She considers a field and buys it. From the fruit of her hands she plants a vineyard. She girds her loins with vigor, and strengthens her arms. She tastes that her merchandise is good. Also, her lamp does not go out at night. She lays her hand to the distaff, and her hands hold the spindle. She stretches out her hand to the poor. Also, she reaches forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, because her entire household is clothed with scarlet. She makes herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates when he sits among the elders from the land. She makes fine linen and sells it, and delivers girdles to the merchant. Her clothing is strength and honor, and she will rejoice until the last day. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the teaching of kindness. She oversees the ways of her household, and does not eat of the bread of idleness. Her children rise up. Also, her husband calls her endowed and praises her. Many daughters have done virtuously, but you excel them all. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman who reveres Yahweh, she will be praised. Give her from the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gates.